Hello there, happy Friday. So this is an email from Anonymous. Actually, it's not Anonymous, it's from Angela. No, that's wrong. It says Alison. I don't know why I said Angela. This is an email from Alison. Let's start over. An email from Alison. I've been in recovery and weight restored for about 1 or 2 months. Throughout recovery, I had extreme hunger 1 to 3 times a week, and it was awful, but it helped me put on weight. Since I've got closer to my, inverted commas, set point weight, as my doctors call it, my binges have decreased in size and frequency. In fact, ever since I've been weight restored, I've only had 3 binges. However, all that being said, I was wondering, is it normal to still have extreme hunger, binge eating, even after weight restoration? I know it's common during weight gain to weight restoration, but what about after you hit your set point? Let me know your thoughts. All right. So, Alison, on my website, and I think I've done a podcast on it as well, and it's in my book, I talk about this thing called energy debt. And that is like, imagine that you lost your job, and for a year or so, you were running into your savings, and then you ran out of savings, so you just started putting stuff on the credit card, and you built up all of this debt. And then you got a job, and you've had a job, well, in your case now, you've had a job for 1 or 2 months, and so things are better, right? You've got money coming in, but you've still got all this debt to pay off. And so you still need to kind of like be trying to earn as much money as possible and save until you're in, when that debt's paid off that you made up on your credit card, then you're going to start to feel like, okay, right, things are a little bit more stable. I don't have to try and work every single hour, and I don't have to do all the overtime hours. So what's going on with your body is that it goes into malnutrition, you know about energy deficit, but because your body still has to function, it still has to do stuff, it's creating this debt. It's getting in bad repair. It's not repairing the things it needs to repair. Our bodies take maintenance. Our body is doing stuff all the time. I'm just sitting on the couch and my body is doing stuff. It's like my mouth is talking, I get that, and my brain is working, one would hope, although sometimes that's, but even my legs, they're doing stuff, just lying there, they're doing stuff. I don't know what they're doing, but they're probably doing stuff. They're probably repairing something. So our bodies are always just kind of doing this maintenance work, and when we're in this energy deficit, there's not enough energy to do this maintenance work because you're in deficit. So what you get what I call energy debt, and this happens to most of us in recovery. It's like you've got this extreme hunger, and your extreme hunger only 1 or 3 times a week. Mine was 24/7 for a long time. Anyway, so whatever, you had this extreme hunger, and you've noticed that as you have moved towards nutritional rehabilitation, that the extreme hunger has died off. That's how it works. That's exactly how it should be working. But then you've got this like, well, wait a minute. I've gained weight, and I think that I'm at my set point weight. My doctors think I'm at my set point weight. So why the hell is my body still wanting to eat all this food all the time? Well, your body's still wanting to eat all that hot food all the time because it's paying off all of this debt. That's like someone saying to you, well, you've got a job now. Well, why are you still worried about money? Like, you've got a job, what's your problem? And you're like, hello, I've got like $5,000 on the credit card that I've got to pay off before next month. That's why I'm stressed. So your body's just trying to do all this stuff that it couldn't do before. And that's why probably for a while, it's going to need a higher amount of food. And eventually, that's going to, and that energy debt eventually is going to get all paid off and things will be repaired. And so that won't last forever. But the moral of the story is that you don't know what your body's doing. You don't know what problems it has. You don't know what it's trying to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So let's not judge the amount of food that it needs. Some days it's going to say, oi, I need way more food today because I'm doing a load of special stuff that you don't know about. And, you don't have to be like, wait a minute, body, what are you doing? Tell me about this special stuff that you've got going on. Like, do you want your body to be like, well, I'm repairing, like, I don't know, your big toenail or something inside your pinky finger that you don't even know needs repair? Like, your body doesn't have to answer to you and do all that. It's just doing its stuff. It's just doing its job. So let it get on with it, and don't be kind of like, I want an itinerary, body. I want to know exactly what you're doing today. Otherwise, I'm not going to eat more food. Just eat more food. And try not to let yourself worry about it. The wonderful thing about having bodies is they're mostly automated. I say mostly, but I don't have to think about blinking, and that makes me so happy, because if I had to think about blinking, if I had to manually blink, that's probably all I'd do in a day. And it'd be really boring. So you also don't have to sort of like manually control how much you eat or worry about what your body's doing with all the energy and what it's kind of doing to basically be a body and live. It does all of that automatically. It's wonderful. And some days it needs more fuel. And for a while, when you're recovering from malnutrition, your body's going to need a lot of fuel. And even when you think that you're nutritionally rehabilitated, you don't know what your body's up to and what it's been through and what it's recovering from. So we just don't judge. Eat a load of food and try not to worry about it. It's perfectly normal to want to eat a load of food in recovery, past recovery. I still have some days when I want to eat a heck of a lot of food, and that's absolutely okay because my body's doing stuff with that food and I don't need to worry about what it's doing. I hope that helps.